Hello. Hello, Teacher Kelly, and hello, Teacher Morgan. It's good to see you. It's it's kind of a different kind of weekend. Um, Happy Chinese New Year. The actual day is January 25th, but the students that I had today were done with school, so that's good. They were on their winter break. So how were your classes? I had 6 classes scheduled this morning, and I was so excited last night because my 5 AM canceled. So, that was I was so excited because I was like, usually on Saturday, I like to sleep in till 5:30, or actually I sleep in till 5 and start my first class at 5:30. Because during the week, sometimes I will do, um 5 AM classes, and I know I'm spoiled on the East Coast. If you're watching this and you're on some other time zone, I'm sorry. We have the best hours on the East Coast. So, Teacher Kelly says some of mine still had school on Monday with exams. Oh, okay. And Teacher Morgan, my trial class had major IT issues and was changed to a pre-vip trial 30 seconds before class started. Oh, wow. Hello, Heather. Yeah. How many classes did you do, Heather? I had 6 classes in a row, but my 5 AM canceled, which was awesome. So I got paid for it, but I got paid for 6, did 5. So, oh, Heather, your schedule is crazy. Yeah. So, today I had a lot of regulars. All of my students today were regulars. Usually on Friday nights, I will do 4 classes. And last night, all of my classes canceled, but I did have one class, and that was the winter camp, the Power of the Sun. So I had a Power of the Sun class last night, and then tonight I have a story time class and I have a trial. And I'm not sure uh, it's one of these that I clicked on the PPT and it gave me all the choices. So it may be one that I have to adjust the level. I don't know. So I'll have to be ready for anything with that one. So that's all I have scheduled so far for tonight is 2 classes. Heather, you had 14. Oh my goodness. Okay, ready, Heather? You get a star. You are amazing. I cannot do 14 in a row, never mind doing them overnight. So that is wonderful. I'm glad you survived, and you will be happy when you get that paycheck. Don't look on the phone, check on your computer portal for the trial. Okay, it shows everything on the phone app for trial 3.0 trial. Okay. So I will do that. I will check on my computer. Now, right now, I'm using an HP laptop. It's actually my husband's computer. And so I thought last night I would try using the computer instead of the iPad so that I could use the AR stickers, because I saw the cute little rat sticker that Evelyn posted. And then I got into the Power of the Sun class, and it looks like the winter camp classes are in the old classroom, so you can't use the AR stickers anyway. So if you use an iPad, you're missing nothing for those classes. You can't use the AR stickers. So Heather says, I'm telling you, I thought my bookings would drop, but the next couple of weeks my schedule is maxed. Oh, that's wonderful, Heather. Good job. Good job. And that's great. Tons of supplementals. Good. So you'll get some new students and the new followers. That's awesome. Yeah. And it's nice to switch up the schedule, do things a little differently, kind of gives variety to your life. And that's what I like. I kind of like variety. So yeah, I got my Chinese New Year decor from Amazon. I just kind of grabbed one. It was like $11, and there's a lot of stuff in the bag. And I also have a Chinese lantern, but I need to put it a little lower. It's way up there. I need to put it a little lower, but I feel like my background is very like I love a lot of stuff. So I have to limit myself. Now, I wanted to tell you that, okay, let's stick to bookings for a minute. So the bookings are going to change for the next couple weeks. The actual day for Chinese New Year is the 25th. And I know that um, last year I taught kids on a train, in restaurants. Sometimes I remember one kid was in their home, but the TV was on. There's sometimes parties, other kids around. So I would suggest if there is a lot going on, especially if there's a lot of other people, don't get discouraged, don't get frustrated. Think of it as a privilege that you got to be booked during this time, because this is their break time and they're kind of doing this as fun. So try to make it fun. Try to say hello to all of their friends. You might get a new student out of it, you know? So I would just make it fun, go with it. You know, we get paid the same amount of money no matter what happens. So just make it good for them. Do it the way they want to do it. That's my suggestion. So Heather says not nearly as many as people are saying. Yeah, some people are getting cancellations. Like last night, I usually do 4 on Friday night, and I only had 1. And I opened short notice, and they did not fill. So tonight I have only 2. I have 4 openings. I have 2 short notice openings, and they might not fill. I have usually on Sunday I do 4, and I usually have 4 regulars, and all of my regulars canceled, but I have 3 new classes, but one of them is still open. So I have that open as a short notice as well. So I'm hoping the short notices fill, but my short notices don't always fill. So, but I have noticed on my portal, if you're new and you're watching this, you can go to your app on your phone and you can go to your account and you can see your picture and you can see a little flower, and my number is going up for followers because I have been doing a few new students. So that's good. I only have 164 followers, so I'm not majorly popular, but you know, I think that if you can get over 200, that's pretty good to get short notices from what I gathered from other teachers. So, yeah, Heather, you're probably getting a lot because you're opening overnights and stuff, and I don't really open overnights. I get really tired at night. So I haven't been doing overnights at all. That's not, I don't know if I will at some point, but maybe, I don't know, just to try it, but I don't want to lose my mind. I don't want to do a bad class because I opened the overnight and I'm overly tired and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. I'm not saying I would never do it, but I don't know if I feel comfortable doing it at this time. So, yeah, so that's the bookings. Heather, I have 6 tonight and my Sunday evening. Wow, Sunday evening. Good job. So we have church all day Sunday, so I do 4 in the morning, which is still kind of stretching it. That's kind of making that a lot. So thank you guys for coming. I see 6 watching, and if you want to put a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. I know some people like to watch these lives later on in the day, and I really appreciate you guys going back and watching the lives. I try to put information in that's helpful, and if you have an iPad, I just wanted to say that people have been reporting, hello, Giselle. It's kind of sad for a person who's doing this full time not to have bookings. They need the money. I haven't joined VIP Kid yet. I will. I work with Q Kids. Oh, okay. All right. Well, if you don't have a referring teacher, I'd be glad to help you. So you can send me an email because VIP Kid does not tell who uses the code anymore. So normancindy13 at gmail.com if you want to just message me privately and we can talk. Um, some people are reporting that they don't get bookings, but that has not been my experience, and there could be other factors involved. I don't really know. But I have referred some people, and all of the people that I have referred are working and they're happy. One person that I worked with extensively, unfortunately, she lives in California. So that was really a bummer. I had no idea that was going to come up. But she, the way I look at it is that if you do everything you need to do to get hired by the company, you have learned. You have done a lot. You have increased your skills, and there are other companies that you can work for. I have not. I did join Cambly, which is a online tutoring, but the problem is they pay half the amount of money. So I haven't been so desperate that I want to sit for an hour for what I get paid for a half hour. And I do have a family. I have a million things to do. So I just hold out for the VIP Kid hours. Plus, they're good hours for me. But if I was doing this full time, I would definitely look at other companies if I wasn't getting booked. And, it doesn't hurt you. The thing is, it doesn't cost anything to join another company. You just have to be careful. If you do have two active companies, don't double book, and make sure you watch and listen to what other people say and follow instructions so you don't make mistakes in your booking. That's the one thing that could be difficult for that. But if I was doing this full time and I was not getting booked, I would definitely do something else, do more, add to my, you know it doesn't cost anything. Like when I started working for VIP Kid, I started applying and I was like, when are they going to ask me for money? When are they going to ask me for money? And they never did. So that's really cool. So I learned all of this stuff, and I can go back and watch as many workshops as I want. I can watch all the YouTube videos and increase my abilities, my knowledge, my skills, and it doesn't cost me anything. Well, it will cost me. I have to, update my computer, if there's any kind of tech things that you need. Um, yeah. So, Giselle, a lot of algorithms, I'm sure, affecting bookings. Okay. I don't understand how Nancy Taylor is able to get a six-figure income. I would do so much with that to help my family. Yeah. So she is not getting six figures from VIP Kid as a teacher. She has a program out right now, which I am actually scheduled next Friday to join her training program. I have gotten her ebook and I've read things. She does a lot with YouTube. A lot of that depends on, the people that are going to watch your videos, but she has figured out how to, um, you know, capitalize on using YouTube, using links to, affiliate links. She also is an exercise coach, so she's gotten into that market. She has her own website. When people Google VIP Kid, they come up with Nancy Taylor. So, a lot of people are funneled right to her. And there are some teachers that make 30 to 50,000 a quarter for referrals. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She gets referrals, but she doesn't make that money just by teaching. She makes it through referrals. People, Google her name, and she's personable. When you go to her videos, you feel like she's talking to you. And then when I think I showed this before in one of my lives, I printed out the chart for the bonuses. And if you get so many people referred in a quarter, you get bonuses. So she gets bonuses, and There are a lot of ways that she's making money, not just sitting down and teaching classes and opening slots. She spends her time referring. She has so much going on that she hires people to do part of her work. So she has someone doing her Facebook page. I have never seen her personally post on her Facebook page. She did come to, I don't know if that was her personally, but she came to one of my lives because I messaged her a couple times way back and she did like my Facebook, my YouTube channel. So she came to one of my lives and that was pretty awesome. So I don't know if that was actually her or one of her people. So anyway, not everyone is going to do what she does, but there's also Tim, the online teacher dude. He has some videos and he's very professional and he has done a lot of referrals. I don't know how much money he actually makes, but he's doing pretty well with with VIP Kid. And so Heather, yeah, yeah, I would be interested in what your thoughts are. You can email me. I put my email in here. But, we can glean, we're gleaners and we might not make six figures, but I'm making more money now than I did before I started VIP Kid. So, try not to look at what everybody else is doing and just look at how your life is better and how things are going better for you and just do that. Um, so that's the story about bookings. So I want to move on to the next thing, and that is Happy Chinese New Year. Yeah. Happy Chinese New Year. And Heather says, I took this job because it's fit and I enjoy teaching, and teaching is my gig. Yeah, that's the same with me, Heather. I love teaching and I am a teacher full time, but I also do this part time and I make more money doing this than I do my other job because I have kids in the school and I have to pay for their schooling. So it's definitely been a blessing for me. Happy Chinese New Year. Now, I have had a few students today, and I asked them what this says right here. And they said it says Happy Chinese New Year, the year of the mouse. All of my students said that this was a mouse. Okay. So, and I asked them, are you sure it's not a rat? And they said, no, it's a mouse. And even my last class, we drew a mouse. Her mouse was much better than mine. This was my mouse. But I don't know. I'm going to look into that. Like, why do we call it the rat and all the kids are calling it the mouse? It kind of does look like a mouse. And one of my students actually said that the mouse is cute, but the rat is not. So mouse sounds better. I agree. I agree. I would rather have a mouse than a rat. Um, but I just thought that was interesting. I thought it was the year of the rat. I had a student say she drew mouse cards. Well, everybody in America is saying it's the year of the rat. But I'm just saying the Chinese kids are saying mouse. So, and I asked several kids what this said, and they said mouse. And I even asked, let's see, I asked my level 7. He was the first one that said it. Then today I asked my level 6, and then I have a girl who's level 3 who speaks very well, and she called it a mouse also. And so, I thought if it is the year of the mouse, these would work. These would work. So I wonder if it has to do with Chinese teachers in school teaching this. I don't know. I'm going to look into it. But they say in the zodiacs there are different animals, and I pulled out my pig and I asked my girl if she likes this puppet, and she said yes, she likes the pig, but she doesn't like rats, and she would like a mouse. So maybe they just say mouse because the kids don't like rats. Rats are gross, rats are big and dirty and ugly, but mice are a little cuter. And these kind of do look like mice. And technically, I think in stories and stuff, we might interchange a rat with a mouse, but I don't know. So I just thought I'd ask you guys what your students said. Did any of your students talk about the year of the mouse or the year of the rat? Now, the other thing is, I did look up, this was, I didn't look up the mouse thing, but I did look up I don't think I have it saved. I don't have it saved, but I did look up Chinese New Year and what it means. And the year of the rat was talking about that rats are very uh, fertile, and they can have up to 5,000 babies in 1 year. So I don't know what that means for the rest of us. Yes, I have. I don't. I'll have to look back and see what year I was actually married in, if it was the year of the rat, because I was married for 3 years before we even had kids, and I ended up with 13. So maybe I got married in the year of the rat and didn't know it. I don't know. I'll have to look that one up. So it's every 12 years, and so this year is the year of the rat. So I thought I would throw that out there. Every symbol has a meaning. The kids told me right here that this means good luck. I'm not really superstitious. I don't believe in luck. I do believe in prayer, believe in God, but I'm doing the decorations for the kids, and I'll leave them up until January 25th, and then I will probably change over to Valentine's. And I don't know, I think the kids kind of like the Chinese decorations, but I think they really like the American style as well. An American Tale, and it's based on Russian Mouse. Wonder if they saw the movie. Maybe. I have to go tutor. I'll watch the rest later. Oh, okay, Kelly. Don't forget, next week is my map giveaway. So I'll be talking about that also. All right. So that's all I wanted to say about the rat. There was somebody on Facebook that had a really awesome um, you know how when you fold the paper and then you cut out the people so that they're holding hands and you pull it out? Well, she had one that was like a rat, and I thought that was really awesome. So I'm going to go back sometime today and practice that, because I think that would be a fun activity to do with the kids during classes this week. So keep in mind, it is Chinese New Year. Kids are doing different things. Some kids just stay home and they just take it easy and rest, and they don't travel. But a good portion of the students will be traveling. And my last student, she said she's going to her grandparents near the Great Wall. And she also is going to have lots of dumplings that her grandma is going to make. So that's cool. So that's that. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was journey. Oh yeah, journey. Okay, I'm just going to. I saw someone who kind of put a time stamp on their video. So I'm going to write 8:39. 8:39. I'm going to talk about journey starting now. So if you're watching this video, or maybe I could put that in the comments later if somebody wants to just look at the journey section of this video. Oh my goodness. This is the story. So I was kind of going back and forth and thinking about whether I wanted to go or not. And I just decided, well, maybe I won't even get a ticket. So I was home from school sitting on the couch, and I looked at my phone, and I wanted to make sure I had the right link because I heard that it would be quick. I heard someone say that, there's there's only 700 seats, and I'm thinking there's thousands and thousands of teachers. It's in Atlanta. It's a really popular area. So I thought, I want to make sure I know what the link is and everything else. So the link I had joined the Facebook group that was all about Journey, and they had a link on there. So I went to the link, and it had like a timer, and it said, um, tickets will be sold in like 10 minutes. And then it went down 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay. So I was there on the website clicking the button. I, I went right at 5 o'clock, put it in my cart, pressed PayPal to pay for it, and it wouldn't let me in. So I don't know what happened. Maybe I didn't do it correctly. I don't know. I was in PayPal, and I was supposed to put in my password, and I was putting in my password, and it wouldn't let me go any further. So I went off the page, I went back in, and at that point they were all sold out. So I figured and it was in like less than 2 minutes. So I was like, I can't even believe it. There's 700 people sitting by their phones, and they beat me. Like, they took my ticket right out of my cart because it was in my cart. And I'm like, I've got it. I've got it. I got the ticket. And I just had to put in my payment information. So we ended up, I was going to go out to eat with my husband. And so I was really bummed out. Like, I was disappointed, but I figured, oh, well, it's not for me. And this is a easy, it's a non-issue. I can't go. So, but the other thing is they put you on the wait list. So then you're like, I don't want to be on a wait list. What if I miss an email, or, something happens, or I have to wait until the day before and everything like that? Well, we were on our way to the restaurant, and I got a message from my friend Micah on the weight loss group. And this was probably about 5:15. I didn't get a timestamp, but I was like, cry with me because I can't even get a ticket. I put a couple messages on Facebook groups, and he said, try again. I think they're opening up for more tickets. So it was dark. I was in my car. Fortunately, I was not driving. And I turned the light on. I went to my phone. I went to the app, and it let me go. And it let me continue. Instead of using PayPal, I used my credit card, and I kept putting in information, and I kept seeing this timer. So the first time, it only let me, like, it wasn't even a minute, and my ticket was gone. But this time there was a timer up in the corner, and then I had a whole bunch of information I had to fill out. I had to fill out my name, my shipping address, my email, how many years I was with the company, show name, and it never turned off. So I kept going, getting through it, put in my credit card, and it took it. And I was like, did I get a ticket? I still wasn't really sure. But the money was drafted from my bank account. So I did get a ticket. So I am so excited. So it was weird. I don't know exactly what they did, what happened, but the first rush was done in like a minute and a half. And then after that, like 15 minutes later, they opened it up, and more people got tickets. And I had seen that on Facebook that other people also got tickets. So I did get a ticket for the Atlanta Journey. And this is good for me because my daughter lives in right outside of Atlanta. So I can hopefully stay with her at some point and see her. So I'll probably go down, take a flight like on a Friday, and then come back on Monday so that I can spend some time with her as well. So I'm really excited, and it works out great. I mean, if I didn't have somebody I knew in the area, it probably wouldn't be as doable for me. But where she is there, and my youngest daughter, who is 17, she is going down in a couple of weeks. And I was hoping I would go down as well, but I just decided I wasn't going to be able to go because I have commitments at school and everything. But then when this came up, I thought, it's going to be a month later and I'm just going to do it. so so I have a ticket. So I'm so excited. And there was somebody on one of the Facebook groups that said, "What are you looking forward to the most?" And I just really am so impressed with the teacher community, and I'm anxious to meet people in person that I have met through Facebook and online and everything. So I think that is my most exciting thing. And I just love the aspect of professional development and growing in my skills as a teacher and just connecting with other people. I mean, it's just a whole new world for me. And so I think the first thing would be people, and the second thing would be just being with others that are doing the same thing and growing in my ability as a teacher, and maybe even making connections for, you know, my Facebook groups, because I'm in the weight loss group and there's people that have been on there for a while that I have not met in person. There's also my iPad group that I would like to meet people. Maybe I'll even talk to some people that know more about the iPad and um, teaching with it. And, you know, some people on my iPad group have said that they are afraid that VIP Kid will take the iPad capability from us because they don't really want us teaching on it. But the way I see it is, I believe that they're going to continue to allow it to be used because it has saved many people from teacher ITs or teacher no-shows. And so I think it's a great device for a second device, and a lot of people do use it for exclusive teaching. Plus, a lot of people use it to travel with. And even if you don't use it as your primary device, it's great to have as a backup. So I really don't think that they're going to do away with that capability personally, but I'm not them. So that's just my opinion. So yeah. So anyway, I'm excited about it, and it's going to be fun, and it'll be a big deal for me because I'm not used to doing this kind of stuff, traveling and traveling with a work and that kind of thing. And it is a little bit of a stretch financially because I am doing this job so that I can make money to help pay for stuff. So I will have to, maybe do some extra classes, or, you know, just make it work, because maybe I do this one journey and that may be it. I'm not planning on going to every single journey. So but I might be hooked. Maybe if I get to be like Nancy Taylor and I'm making six figures, I can think about doing more traveling. But I'm not at that point yet. So anyway, I'm excited about it. So thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate your jumping in here. And I did want to talk a little bit about, and I'm going to say this is 8:49. I wanted to talk a little bit about the summer or winter camps, the winter camp classes. I wanted to say that I have done the Power of the Sun. Some of the pictures I got these pictures. These are like baby Einstein flashcards. So I have this picture. It's really cool. And a sunset picture. So it's nice to have some good visuals. I have grass, which is kind of cool, and the beach, and a rainbow. So I would use these throughout the class for different reasons, try to make conversation. And Power of the Sun is the only one I've done so far. I am scheduled for a story time tonight. The gingerbread boy, I think it is. And I just wanted to mention that teachers have been sharing that these classes end up being in the old classroom. And last night I thought, oh, I'll use the computer instead of my iPad because I want to use the AR stickers. But I was not able to use the AR stickers because it was in the old classroom. So, and I don't do Manicam or anything. So it was just me in the old classroom and my flashcards. Another good resource to use is your phone, and to be prepared with a few pictures on your phone for the classes. Um, I don't know. I think my first one, the girl seemed really prepared and she was able to make conversation. The second student that I had, it was a little harder to make conversation. So you might want to make sure you have a list of the words that you're going to be working with, and maybe create some sentences ahead of time so that you know what you want to talk to your student about. And that what they're going to do is give you a picture and then you have to describe the picture. And one of the pictures is like a cave, and then you see sunlight coming through the cave, and so you make conversation about it. And you know, it's kind of hard. It's a little difficult, so you might want to look those up and be prepared with some good sentences that you can share with your student if they're not bringing it out. Now, the Sun classes have asked students to have a light meter for the project. The whole idea of these STEAM classes is that they would work on a project for 4 lessons. And so far I've done Power of the Sun, and my students have not had the light meter that is asked for in the lessons. So I have not seen the rest of the lessons to know how, how much they have to do each lesson. So I'm waiting to find out about that. Now, if you are using an iPad for teaching these classes, people have been saying that you have to use the iPad vertically, which is interesting because when I first started teaching with the iPad last year, all of my classes were vertical. And at some point, they made it available that you can do horizontal or vertical. But then you find out that some classes you can't do either one. You can't pick. The class is set. If it's vertical and it's not working right, you have to change it to horizontal. And if it's horizontal not working right, you change it to vertical. So that's kind of a thing. So for the STEAM classes, it looks like vertical is it. So yeah, so you have to keep in touch with that. And if just the biggest thing with the iPad is get into the class. Once you get into the class on time, you can make adjustments as needed and you will be okay as long as it doesn't take too long. But if you don't get into the class at all on time at the beginning, you can be marked with a teacher IT. So just keep that in mind. Get into the class on time, and if you have to make adjustments, make them as you go along. My first STEAM class, the sound was not working, and I'm not sure. I thought maybe it was me with my volume, but it might have been that it didn't work. The sound didn't work when it was horizontal, and I had to turn it vertical. I don't know, but somehow I figured out that I had to go vertical. And then since then, I've seen on Facebook that people have reported that they had to do vertical also. So if you need an iPad, if you have an iPad as a backup, please, please, please know how to use it. Don't just sit it there and expect it to work without any explanation. Okay. So you can go to my videos on YouTube, or I have a playlist for iPad users. Some of the things, they are older videos, so there's a couple things that might be different. The first thing you need to make sure is that you have the HD app, which is a different app than your phone. Your phone app will be all orange. The The HD app will have a corner that says HD. Now, if you go to the Apple Store, from what I've seen is the HD app says like 3 stars. And so then you're like, I don't want that app because it doesn't have 5 stars. But that's the only app that you can use and it works. I don't know why it's only 3 stars, but that's the only app that you can use. It works. I use it all the time. It does not work for your phone. Your phone app is the completely orange one. Now, on the iPad, you can download both apps, but you can only teach from the HD app. So I have them on my iPad, and what I do is I have them going to my app. I have them on the last page together, and this one is just like your phone. And then you can go to the other one, and this is your HD app. And this is the home button. And then 1, 2, 3 tabs. It looks like a play button. And that's your classroom. Now, my next class is in 17 hours and 53 minutes. And so you can enter, this is the gingerbread man. You can enter that in 30 minutes before, and the camera doesn't open until 10 minutes before. Now, when you're using an iPad, please cover the camera. I believe they can see you, and I believe they can hear you, even if you press mute. So be careful of that, because you don't want to, if you do anything that, it's better to cover the camera. That's what I say. So I don't know how my volume is, because I realized my volume was pressed low. A big honkin' iPad? No. The screen size is huge. No, this is a regular size iPad. This is not the iPad Pro. This is a small iPad, actually. It's just normal size. It's not the mini. There is also a mini, which would be medium sized. Here's my phone. Here's my iPad. And the mini would be halfway in between that. I have heard people say that they've taught off of a mini. I have not. I did load the HD app just in case, if anything happened and, my iPad shattered or something. I had another backup, but I have not taught from it. So that's that. So this is just the regular size. I think it's like an 11-inch. And the new ones, or maybe it's a 9-inch. I don't know. I'd have to measure it. But the new ones are a little bit bigger, the iPad Pros, and they look awesome. I would love one, but I don't have the money for one right now. That's what I really want, is a new computer, but someday down the road, when I can work for Vipkid more hours, maybe. We'll see. But anyway, okay, so I've been on here long enough. Maybe it's just the way it comes through on YouTube. Your sound is good. Oh, good. Thank you, Heather. So I just wanted to, before I go, I wanted to announce next week, I'm going to do a game at 8:30. Okay, so I'm going to start the game at 8:30, and whoever comes will have a chance to win my map. Okay, this is my map, official Nancy Taylor map. And we're going to play a game. So it's not going to be, totally random, whoever comes and I spin the wheel. Okay. You're going to come and I'm going to ask questions and you are going to get points. And whoever wins the game will get the map sent to them personally. So this is originally from Nancy Taylor and it's mine to give away. And I'm really excited about it. And I'm hoping that maybe a few extra people will come next week. If they don't, then it will be just between a few people. But I hope to have a few people come that don't normally come. I'd like to, add to our group. I know everybody's busy. Things are going on. We'll just see what happens. But next week at 8:30. So I'm going to start my live at 8:15 and then we'll start the game at 8:30. And so hopefully whoever can come will have fun. And if you don't get to come, you can watch the game later and see how it went. All right. Well, I am going to head out and thank you all for coming and I will see you next time. Goodbye. Happy teaching.